I just woke up and I felt like doing this video about the one you is. The one you is a love child. You is a promised love child. The rigid, defensive, cold, based on survival adult is in many ways unnatural, but is a construct created by the mind as to adapt to society. But everybody is an artist, everybody is a love child, everybody is a very sensitive soul being that just loves color, loves movement, loves happenings, loves connections, friends, and ultimately just adores and love. That's what everybody is. And this is something that a majority of society condescends and makes into being immature. In a society where people blame each other, they hurt each other, they walk over bodies, they walk over dead bodies, they mistreat people, they cheat on people, they do all kinds of things as to personally win momentarily. And then they call people who wish for all to be friends and talk about love and love color and movement and peace and friendship immature. It's like the more you understand the rational law and is able to do advanced calculations that presents structure of an advanced technological society, the more mature you are. That's not right. We need structure, we need to have muscle, we need to have technology in relation to what we need. But what we need is only love. And when we are connected to what we is and stay loyal to our true nature, our authentic nature, then we do not need that kind of technology. It's like a respirator. A respirator keeps you alive in a hospital. If you pull the plug, the person dies, which is a person far away from love. Because when you do not believe, and this means to affirm your true nature, you are by implication going against yourself. And when you go against yourself in a body designed to be self-supportive from the core of its being, it becomes sick. For sure, it's supposed to happen. It's supposed to be tensed and begin to have problems as it is having a root problem which does not make for a non-calculative equation that is all emotional and love. It's a spiritual equation, and that equation cannot be calculated. It can only be understood, which is why we need to have a relationship and stay connected with our authentic and true nature, which is love. And be official about it and be continuous with it as to live each day, to affirm and to give gratitude and to stay humble. Never to be finished as in performed or achieved, because it's not what we're looking for. It's never what we're looking for. If you look at famous people, I saw a clip yesterday with Denzel Washington, and he talked about being the most nominated for whatever role, and he received award after award, and then there was a certain amount of awards that was given to somebody else, and he went home and he drank, he said. And that's like it's not only this specific extremely small happening on earth for him and those people. It's every day for everybody not getting the award. And the problem is that the award goes to you. The award goes to you all day, every day. But you cannot wait for somebody to give you that award. You need to award yourself. And the problem with this is that we have created a society that is, without going into any specifics and technical explanations, is a society that is from the outside in. That's the problem. And to be appreciated, loved, and celebrated is absolutely nothing wrong. But if you live on that, then you become a leech on what is affirmed to be love, but it's not. Because at the end of the day, you go to sleep with yourself and you wake up with yourself, and you need to affirm and love and celebrate and award yourself. And people do that. Some people do that without question and without, I guess, any further awareness of it happening, just doing it. And those are people who have had a wonderful, loving and supportive, not so controlling and absolutely not condescending childhood. They just do that. And then there are people who actually need to become the parent they never had. which is to actually give yourself all of this. And everything is habit, which is in relation to the subconscious mind, which is just like a huge memory blob that holds what is constructive stemming from peaceful instead of not peaceful and condescending and destructive. So it's all about value and vibration as in relation to feeling that is light or dark. We give ourselves everything. The world, the society, with everything happening in it, is just a state of mind. It's just a state of mind. So you might think that I'm looking out the window now and I'm seeing a bus and I see 2 chimneys with some smoke and I see a person and a bird and things are moving, but it's just the ongoing work. It's just a rigid state of mind that makes for all of this to happen every day, more or less exactly the same. But if somebody has an innovative idea with clarity and awareness as to make people realize themselves, then they begin to change their mind. And then society changes. So who is society? Many people on earth view society as just being there, born into society. And society is a natural part of itself, sort of. But society doesn't exist. Society is a human creation, which is functional or dysfunctional depending on what we focus on and what we hold dearest, what we hold supreme and what we celebrate and cherish, what makes us feel at peace, having a cozy, wonderful day, and what makes us struggle and feel like this is all in vain because it seems to be getting more and more demanding and in that sense more tensed and full of pain and worse. The world is a paradise, it's a world of love, it's a wonderful place, but we keep pushing the bar, raising the stakes as to gain, because we love to gain. We hate when it's boring and we want more and we just want more and more and more and more, but we do not understand what that is. It's not another car, it's not a bigger house, it's not more money to go travel, it's not more acknowledgement for doing a good job. It's all about you. It's all about you. And people do not wish to live that kind of life because they make that into an egoic lifestyle, which is correct as an identified thinking mind, aka personality. But it's all about you. It's all about you. love yourself. And people say, well, I love myself. I think. I think I love myself. But you see, love does not need anything. And love, by that, is saying, stop thinking. Stop thinking and just be love. Just be love. I ain't got time for that. I'm doing so many things. I ain't got time for love. Well, then you will neglect your true nature if you do not say hello and listen and express yourself as to make yourself alive. Love makes all living. Fear makes all end. So what do you need? What do you desire more of? What is calling you? What is your life truly about? Could it be that you live having a lifestyle by choice that makes you so hyper in speed that you cannot or have a difficult time understanding what peace really is? Could it be that you've lost the reference point? It's like, imagine that I'm sitting in my boat right now, and outside is just the sea. It's the Atlantic Sea. And I used to have awareness of a lighthouse being over there. And that lighthouse was for me to follow. And when I follow that, I come to the shore where I meet everybody I love. But what if I lost my direction? What if I lost my point of reference? Then I'm just lost at sea. And I only want to connect with my family and friends and love and have a good time. And chances are that being all stressed, because the lighthouse is always visible, I just lost track of it. But chances are, with frustration and pressure building up, with pain and loss and sorrow, that I'm just, where is the lighthouse? And I'm so hyper and so stressed that the lighthouse is right there. And I keep looking there and looking there, and I'm like, where is it? And I'm so stressed that my vision goes past the lighthouse over and over again. It's right there. But my vision is not picking it up. And that's the majority of people on Earth. And on the side of the deck of the boat here, I got a numerous things, which are, on the left side here, I got some alcohol, because my mind gets so tensed on the masculine side of the ship that I need to calm myself and just relax, because it becomes too much. And on the right side, I got my feminine side. And sometimes it just gets so emotional on the ship that I begin drinking a lot of coffee because it triggers my rational thinking, which is a part of being masculine, and I somewhat numb my emotional experience. And then in the back of the ship, I've got a hookup to the internet, actually, with a lot of porn on it. And I can also somehow order like stuff from China that just gets delivered to the ship. So I numb myself with some consequences that I really don't want, and I boost myself as to try and find the lighthouse all day long. And then I really miss my family and friends, and I want to hug and I want to hold hands. And so I go in the back of the ship and I watch porn and I order stuff from China as to give myself physical connection and gifts, material gifts, like I had a birthday today again, receiving gifts from friends and family. And this is life. So what is that lighthouse? What is that reference point that I need to relax my focus on? It's you. It's relaxing in an identified true nature of soul being love. Forgiving yourself for not loving yourself. And making your heart affirmed as the supreme of all of your being. Because the heart knows, the heart is love, and by that, your heart could be given the name of supremacy, which is God. And by that, you can also, as you identify with it, dismiss and discard anything else that speaks of what you is, are, am, and just affirm yourself at the core of your being to be completely identified with love. And love is God, and God is love. And there you go. You are God. You are love. You is God. You is love. Then you do a bunch of stuff, and you have a bunch of stuff, and you choose to be a character of interest or not, and you choose to do a lot of stuff. But these are all choices and should reflect your true nature. If they do not reflect your true nature, then you are doing as to conform in relation to a society that is not healthy, as the majority of society and society as a whole is really created and built on a huge structure of what is inauthentic to nature, and by that a lie. And then to make that work, you need to create counterweights, which are the left and the right wing of politics in a financial system trying to fix a leaky bucket, which all works out in perfection. But we have not tried it for thousands of years. because the vast majority of people on earth are religious, and religion is corrupt. All religions are corrupt because they are not speaking of true soul affirmation and identity. The religions are speaking of God being outside. And that's why we live in a society that works from the outside in. And many people are not religious, but society is created from this idea, which has become an ideology and has become something that we hold on to in fear as to come to the light and love, peace, because we are not familiar with being free. That's all. That's all, folks. What's up, Doc? It's indoctrinated. The doctor is the biggest idiot on the planet because the doctor is aware of something they cannot explain, but yet put a label of conceptual conviction, making it into something. You cannot be more stupid than that. If you have something here that's going on and it's destructive, it's breaking down, it's destroying, we don't quite know what it is, but we're gonna name it this, and we are gonna stand by that conceptual idea, but we don't know. That's if you have a dictionary and if the dictionary you look up lack of humility completely, then that explanation would be there. If you don't know, you don't know. Then you shut up and you don't say anything. The disease confirmed as incurable is not humble before God. That's it. Well, it's a lot more technological than that, son. You know, you have blood vessels and you got your kidneys and you got your spleen and you got your asshole, and you know, all of these things are, yeah, it's, you don't know what the universe is as in a love creation from its origin. The universe is a holographic representation of light that encompasses all dimensions and all vibrations, meaning energy and movement that gives a representation of a visual happening gift of all color, nuance, shapes, distances, solidity, fluidities, and everything. All is energy. All is energy. And then you have free will, and you can connect with energy in relation to things. And as you connect in relation to something in condemnation, then you judge it, which means that you devalue it and you invite destruction. If you look at something and you love it and you appreciate it, then you are inviting its freedom. You see? And doctors are academic, rigid manifestations of their own books, and so are religious leaders. And what they fail is to be humane. And that's emotional. And to be connected in an intimate, slow, peaceful, kind conversation like I am having with myself right now. And having a cry. To feel love. To just feel. And not be ashamed. And I cry now. I'm close to tears always because I'm sensitive. I'm a loving guy. And why I cry when I talk about this is not because I'm immature, and it's not because I'm crazy, and it's not because I'm weird. It's because the people who are not like this got awareness the size of a hazelnut compared to the entire universe that I have. I was born with this. We all are. It's like my son. My son told me how the universe works completely in 30 minutes when he was 3. He did. Because the kids know. And then things happen of trauma, of negative experiences, which makes us tensed and close up. And with that comes distrust in our own true nature. And all we need is to be humble and come to God, which we is. That's all we need. And we can begin any day with loving, appreciating, and affirming ourselves as gods. We are all gods, creating our own reality together. But that's not an identity. Nobody can be God in person. That's impossible. If you are God in person, then you shout at people for not making a PDF, wearing a Ku Klux Klan outfit that's black, saying that you're evil. It's God in ego. That's dangerous. And people know that this is possible for me. I can come to this because I have it. I am it. There is no distance at all. I am this. But feel like to do so, I would not. It's about freedom, and I want to feel free. And free means that I cannot enroll in any membership. And that's the essence of what religion has created. As you are the religion, you are love. No words, no explanation really. You is love. No separation at all, which means that you is God. And whatever you desire is all for you, as you are the creator. And as you believe this, and as you follow what your intuition, your love is telling you, is guiding you, then everything is working out. It's gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. Because this is destiny. Better believe it's real. Because destiny is real. You are God. Never ever separated. So who created your life before you came here? Who gave you life? Who scripted? Who decided? All of the details. Imperfection. All in relation to your own relationship with it. Being as dark as possible or as light as possible, with the choice of making it nuanced as to not make it gray, but to invite defeat more or less. So you see, the light cannot be dimmed as to become dark. That's impossible. The light is all giving, all forgiving, and makes for all existence in the entire universe and will never die because it's never born. It can only affirm itself and does not even know about this. A question does not exist for the light. The light cannot question itself, and this is what you is. But as a human being, you have the freedom of choice to complain and to choose to invite defeat, which is like, come on, demon. And then you increase the pressure which shades the light. And that's a suicide or a projected murder, but it's the same thing. It's trying to end what is the most wonderful experience. So that's counterintuitive. And that word is really important because counterintuitive is not intuitive. So what's the opposite of intuitive? It's rational. Rational, logical thinking that this must be the way that their life works. And then you enroll with all kinds of memberships as to perform and achieve in relation to a financial system, going against yourself, which is all about the affirmation. You need to affirm your true nature as a soul being, which is free from the inside out. And the core desire of the soul being having a human experience, being separated from itself, is to connect. It's to connect with love. To connect with love inside as to connect with love outside. That's why we love hugging, because we're so close to each other. And we love to hold hands, and when we are in a more intimate relationship with somebody specific, we have sex. And that's not only for making a baby. It's love. It's whatever. It's just being together. But it's not designed for us to take our clothes off and have sex in a pile of lube and pink cocaine. That's not the deal. Then you have misunderstood a great deal of things, which is not evil. It's not evil at all. And the experiences of people, I have not read everything about it, but it's trafficking and it's destructive. It's not okay, but it's not evil. The people dying in war zones is not evil. It's extremely destructive behavior, which is unnatural and not loving. But the evil is live backwards and is far, far away from themselves from the inside out. And thus they enroll in these kind of behaviors as to teach themselves about nature, about love. So it's necessary. It's if planet Earth was the only planet in the universe, and you decide to build a spaceship and start to venture out into the darkness as to find something else, it's gonna be an experience that gets colder and lonelier, and eventually you will give up that quest and just like, yeah, this is just terrible, and you go home again. And that's necessary evil. You see, it wasn't that evil. It wasn't anything destructive happening. It was just a realization of how cold and desolate and not loving it was. So you turned the spaceship around and went back home. And home is where the heart is. So the war, the pink cocaine and the lube, and shooting heroin, living under a bridge on a piece of cardboard, having a rat friend is the same thing. If you hold a pointy rock up and hold it against the horizon, you can use your imagination and say, oh, look, it's like I'm holding a mountain. And if you see a mountain in the distance, you can hold it with your thumb and index finger and say, look, it's like I'm holding a little rock. It's all perspective, and it's all about affirming your true nature and asking, communicating, expressing, and asking to receive your own destiny. It's all about safety, you see? You cannot, because it's all about influence, and influence means more connection, and in relation to a sensitive situation which involves everybody. And this means that we need to be stable and not destructive, not to create any further damage. So you need to comprehend this if you want to be a part of it, which is really good and is needed in the world. But you see, that's all about safety. So if somebody is corrupt and do not understand love and is all over the place and just like this with the lighthouse, and yeah, I'm gonna work with people, that's probably not a great idea right now. But eventually, if you come to peace and just, I see the lighthouse all day long, and I can turn around and it's like I see it through my head, then you are where you are supposed to be, which is not an achievement, not a performance. You are correct inside yourself. Without distance, you are connected with your true nature, and then you can offer people a lot of great stuff. And what I love about that is that your destiny gets portioned out. You receive more and more of what you ask yourself to become, which is really not becoming anybody. But imagine somebody being corrupt and you have your whole destiny of what is, and you just, yeah, here you go. That person would be like a ticking time bomb of insane, just crazy shit. So you need to be in balance and harmony with what is a thought, what is an emotion, what is intuition, what is guidance, what is science, what is nature, what is everything. And when you comprehend that, which is all about trust, it's not about knowledge. It's a little bit about knowledge, but not much. It's just trust. To trust your own sense of being, to trust where you feel yourself to be, as in being it, I would say. And that is so easy and so natural, and yeah, but you cannot give it to anybody because that's emotional experience. So when I say that to somebody who is lighthouse person, then they will start to think about it. Like they're gonna, like the dad in the movie The Croods. But it's all inspiration, it's all free from tension and relaxation and just allowing for it. And that comes from being humble in relation to yourself, as to just, I would like to receive more, I would like to understand more, I would love to comprehend all of this more, I would love to be able to share it as to make for a better world. And I would love to deliver it without judgment and opinion, and I would love to share what is a creation that would be the most beneficial, as to free all of humanity. And then you get that, because you get what you ask for. All is given. It's not like, but you really need to mean it. It's like, yeah, I forgive you, but if you don't mean it, the karma is still there. It's not a thought. You really need to honor and to be sincere with what you are communicating. And let me tell you this: if you have relationship dramas, melodramas of karmic connections with other people that you refuse to forgive, then you will not be able to forgive yourself, and your true authentic destiny of glorious love will never happen. Never. Never, ever, ever. Because you need to forgive yourself. And you are at the core of your being. So you are in the core, and then everybody else is in the periphery. So what are you seeking after? You're seeking after forgiving yourself, mother. You're seeking to forgive yourself, father, and release the child. Because the child gets a rubber band attached in the back from devious, immature bullshit when they are small. And then they grow up and venture into life that they wish would become a wonderful life, that all the grown-ups say that life is yours and you have freedom of choice, and then they do not pursue this at all themselves. So they are just false prophets. And that rubber band gets stretched and tighter as you go along, becoming your resistance, making you question and feel pain in relation to a loving, effortless experience. And that band is something that the child works with as to challenge themselves, but they cannot cut it. They cannot. Because this is a hold of performance and achievement in relation to being a parent. But to be a parent is to be trans. It's to be transparent, to be clear in consciousness and not to judge yourself. When you judge yourself in relation to the child, the rubber band exists and the karma stretches all over the world and we all suffer. You cannot forgive anybody unless you forgive yourself. You cannot forgive yourself unless you forgive everybody. So we're all in this together. It's the same boat, it's the same consequences, it's the same world, it's the same experience, because we are God together. Energy cannot be separated. We are all connected. We are all one love. We're all one family, distant cousins. So this eventually falls. False. It ain't true. Because it's a lack of courage. And that courage is to come to honor. And that honor of love will be given to you as you do right for yourself. And it's not in the distance, it's really close. But you need to come to the core of your being, feeling good about yourself, which you will not if you entertain a bunch of judgment and condemnations in relation to whatever, really. So you need to forgive yourself as to let the children live free, to be the wonderful beings of love that they are. Take care of your shit. Forgive yourself. And the child will, like a miracle, all of a sudden have all these opportunities, and maybe somebody was judged and condemned by a doctor with a disease, and all of a sudden they're healthy. And this person was in a great deal of debt, and all of a sudden it's like, I'm on the plus side now. I don't know what happened. And things happen in the world, which is the advanced structure of inspiration, and not really society. That's like the third step of everything. It's like inspiration just makes everything happen. No problem at all. And that's God. And then you have the human being, which is the conductive mechanism of organic possibility or impossibility, which is all about faith or doubt and being or not being, which is feeling and not thinking so much. And then you get a society. So when everybody does this, if everybody was able to do this in a week, then the systems of authority that maintains and sustains the record of financial guilt connected to individuals would cease to exist. That's because we create everything. And we just pass the guilt along. Now you take the guilt, and because we blame everybody and we don't conduct ourselves as beautiful love beings wanting for all to live free from the inside out. If we all do this, then we change the structure of society to become a more fluid, abstract, fun, dancing, happy Valentine all day long. But who's gonna do all the work then? Society will have changed, and all of the work that just seems to increase in hours and days of the week with less money will not be a part of what we wish a society is a part of. So ordering colorful plastic cheap shit from China all day long to feel good will cease to exist. It ends. Watching porn will end because we will be connected with somebody we love, that we just enjoy being with, that may not be endless sex all day, because we will focus on love, but we will have great sex together because that's a part of having an intimate, loving relationship. And the alcohol will be a part of life because it is, because nobody is alcohol free. We produce about 1 beer of alcohol in our systems from digestion every day, because alcohol is a part of the human body. And if you drink a little bit as to relax and just enjoy yourself, that's not a problem. It's going to be around forever. And to have a cup of coffee to boost yourself a little bit in terms of some form of rational structural engagement can be beneficial, but it's a lot more powerful than people give it credit to be. It's super powerful. Caffeine is, I'm a sensitive guy, and I am connected, and I have a great comprehension of the universe and how everything works. And if I have like a one normal size cup of coffee, and I used to consume a lot of drugs for about 15 years ago, I used to do a lot of amphetamine, and I was up to like doing 2-3 grams of amphetamine each day for a number of years. And when I have like a really big cup of coffee, I get the sense of I have snorted a line of amphetamine, because it's the same family. Caffeine, amphetamine, cocaine triggers rational thinking, which makes you become God in mind. That's why a cokehead is like owning everybody and everything. It's just a reinforced ego by choice. So I would go easy on the coffee. People working with other people will not connect. You disconnect from your true authentic nature when you consume caffeine, which is functional if you work in a place that is very demanding in terms of just doing robotic things, which makes it dysfunctional in relation to being humane. So if you are working with people and you wish to communicate and connect with them on a humane base level of love connection, then both actually need to just be as much as possible and leave the mind alone and feel things out, to be intuitive. And then you cannot sit down and do that with 3 cups of coffee each. It's a drug. It's a drug that enhances and boosts rational and logical thinking, which is your cognition, the neocortex, which is the ego. The women are the masculine. The men are the feminine. The feminine is the alpha. The masculine is the omega. The omega, the masculine, is the dark hole that consumes. So more attractive. That's why women are more attractive. The alpha, the feminine, is the light, the creation, which is the drive. So that's why men do a lot of crazy things and women put a little bit of break on that. And that's how we balance out the relationship. And this works for same-sex relationships also, because some are masculine and some are feminine, and that's how we connect and meet each other. So it doesn't matter any physical aspects, just do what you want to do. It's funny how videos just reach, yeah, I'm done there for now. I feel like I am right now. I don't have that much more to say just about now. Things are happening. Things are happening for me. Things are happening for us. Things are becoming better. Things are always becoming more. Things are always becoming good. And everything is good in the hood. There is no would, should, could. Just ask yourself, connect with yourself, be yourself, which is here I am. And everything just becomes better and lovelier. I sleep somewhat good these days. I have a lot of pain. I am drained of energy. So maybe after I've done this video, I need to take a nap, even though I just woke up. Because I have been working for 8 years, 7 days a week, just emptying out all the corruption of the universe by connecting to it. And showing myself to be loyal with my own conductivity as to receive, as in asking for more, as to make for a greater, more simple comprehension that would be so clear that people cannot dismiss it, and we actually begin to live life as it was intended when the Earth was created as the #1 planet in the universe, which is the lowest density, which makes for the highest pressure as things become a lot heavier in relation to what they actually seem to be when we are going against ourselves. And when we go with ourselves, we go with the flow, and then it makes for a world of love. Because this is the love planet. And when we do things right, it becomes the most pleasurable place to live on. It becomes the paradise. It becomes the promised paradise, the Garden of Eden that God promised. Without resisting ourselves. Can you see that now? Can you see that? Can you see how we create everything? The world is a wonderful, loving, adventurous paradise with endless possibilities of experience in terms of sound, color, touch, taste, all. It's called a suit of political correctness. That should be an indication. You see? Well, you cannot wear these sweatpants and that t-shirt with multicolor fluid patterns on it if you're going to be in Congress. That's not politically correct. Yeah. So understand political correctness, which is the rigid state of mind, afraid of the light. Have a beautiful day. Peace.